Welcome to tonight's Saturday Night Special, episode 37, where we're going to talk about why it's not about the hustle.
Hey guys, this is Matt Ham from Uprint. I want to encourage you to find your own journey to living your life's calling. And one way to be inspired to do that is to listen to the Inspired Stewardship podcast with my friend Scott Mader.
They've never really been able to balance their things. They've focused so much on the work that they've lost sight of everything else that's important in their life. And then they look up one day and they've lost it and they're frustrated. This is why it's about looking at your priorities. This is why it's about really figuring out what's important to you.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on the Inspired Stewardship podcast. If you truly desire to become the person who God wants you to be, then you must learn to use your time, your talent, and your treasures for your true calling. In the Inspired Stewardship podcast, you will learn to invest in yourself, invest in others, and develop your influence so that you can impact the world.
In tonight's Saturday Night Special, I talk with you about why focusing on the hustle never really gets you what you want, why the process is really more important than the results, and why it's not about hustle, but about really working on your true priorities. You know, one area that a lot of folks need some help with is around the area of productivity. Getting not just more things done, but actually getting the right things done can be really, really tough. I've got a course called Productivity for Your Passion that's designed to help you do this and then to hold you accountable and walk with you so that you can tailor productivity not just to be getting more done, but actually getting the right things done. What's more, we take the approach of looking at your personality and how you actually look at things in the world and tailor the productivity system to your personality. Because the truth is, a lot of the systems that are out there are written really well for somebody with a particular personality type. But if you have a different approach to things, they just don't work. But there's tools and techniques and approaches that you can take that will work for anyone. And we help you do that in Productivity for Your Passion. Check it out over at inspiredstewardship.com/launch. One of those things that comes up from time to time is this focus on the hustle, the focus on all of the work that we do. Oftentimes, for many of us, we identify our own successes and failures based on what we do, our work, and how hard we work. You know, it almost becomes often a bragging point. I work 60 hours a week. I work 7 14-hour days. The truth is, the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of long days. I've been working a lot of extra hours. I've had 12 and 13-hour days because I'm meeting with clients and doing free sessions and doing all of these other things to help people out and promote during this time so that folks are achieving what they really are called to do and refocusing on what's most important. And that's why I wanted to talk about this idea of focusing on the hustle. It's all about the hustle. You know, sacrifice your sleep, sacrifice all of your eating right and exercise and getting outside and visiting with friends and family, all sacrificed at the altar of getting things done, at the altar of being the person that works harder than anyone else, being the one that's always first at the office and last to leave. But you know, the truth is, just focusing on the hustle might get you far in the short term, but it's not going to do it for you in the long term. If your success is 100% tied up in what you do, then all of a sudden, what happens when that goes away? What happens when that doesn't get you long-term what you want? What happens when you lose relationship, when you lose health? And all of these things. When you sacrifice yourself at the altar of the hustle, you're going to lose out in the bigger picture. The truth is, one of the things that you can do is recognize the fact that the process is important. Now, I say it's more important than the results, but the truth is the results are important too. It's really focusing on the process, on the steps that allows you to push and grow. As part of that, one of the things you have to do is figure out, what do you really define success as? Because include things in that definition that aren't just money, that aren't just business, that aren't just work, that aren't just hustle. There's very few people I know where that's really 100% of what's important to them in life. Include in that things like your long-term health, putting a priority on sleep and eating right, and these sorts of things. You have to temper your passion and your drive with other things that allow you to have long-term success. It's about delaying the immediate for the long term sometimes. You can get there actually more sustainably if you focus on sustainability. And sustainability is focused on not how hard you work, but what you do. It's the old work smarter, not harder type thing. Well, work smarter, not longer is part of that too. That's one of the reasons that I teach about productivity and goal setting so much. Because what I've discovered is helping people figure out ways to get done what they want is so important in the long-term success. Because really and truly, what usually has happened is they haven't ever sat down and figured out what's important to them. And because of that, they've never really been able to balance their things. They've focused so much on the work that they've lost sight of everything else that's important in their life. And then they look up one day and they've lost it and they're frustrated. This is why it's about looking at your priorities. This is why it's about really figuring out what's important to you. So the irony is that often whenever we put forward workism or hustle as the be-all, end-all, that we burn people out. They end up leaving their job. They leave their accomplishment. They put aside their business or their calling because they've just completely fried themselves for it. And what happens is we lose somebody that would have been excellent. We've made busy a badge of honor instead of making productive a badge of honor. And that's the truth, right? It isn't just about being busy. See, if you're busy just for the sake of busyness, then you're not at your sweet spot yet. You either have a job where you have to appear busy or else you would lose your job, and what you're really doing is wasting time all day. Or you have a job where it's all about the hustle, it's all about busy, it's all about always doing something, and you're sacrificing your long-term health. See, the sweet spot is where you're busy doing the right things the right way. And then what comes from that is actually long-term sustainable success. So what I want to encourage you to do is take a step back, redefine the hustle. Redefine busy. Recognize that it's not about getting more done. It's about getting the right things done. And to know what the right things are, your first step is to step back and create a vision of what truly are your priorities, what's really important to you. And then you can begin to develop the systems and the processes that let you get it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for listening to the Inspired Stewardship podcast. As a subscriber and listener, we challenge you to not just sit back and passively listen, but act on what you've heard and find a way to live your calling. If you enjoyed this episode, please do us a favor. Go over to inspiredstewardship.com/iTunes rate, all one word. iTunes rate. It'll take you through how to leave a rating and review and how to make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so that you can get every episode as it comes out in your feed. Until next time, invest your time, your talent, and your treasures. Develop your influence and impact the world.